अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, एक्सप्लोरिंग द वर्ल्ड ऑफ इंश्योरेंस में आप सबको खुशामदीद कहते हैं। जैसा कि इस चैनल के इंट्रोडक्शन में आपको बताया गया था, हम हर टॉपिक पे 3 तरीके से वीडियो तैयार करेंगे। पहले मरहले में हम किसी भी पॉलिसी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंडोर्समेंट क्लॉज को इंग्लिश ज़बान में पढ़ेंगे ताकि किसी डॉक्यूमेंट को सही तरीके से पढ़ने का अंदाज़ वाज़िया हो सके। ये वीडियोस चैनल की प्लेलिस्ट रीडिंग अ डॉक्यूमेंट इंग्लिश में अपलोड कर दिए जाएंगे। दूसरे मरहले में इन तमाम वीडियोस का उर्दू वर्जन तैयार किया जाएगा और ये वीडियोस चैनल की प्लेलिस्ट रीडिंग अ डॉक्यूमेंट उर्दू में अपलोड कर दिए जाएंगे। आखिरी मरहले में इन तमाम टॉपिक्स को तफसीलन डिस्कस किया जाएगा और ये वीडियो हर टॉपिक की मुताल्लिका प्लेलिस्ट में अपलोड किए जाएंगे। आइए देखते हैं आज हमारा टॉपिक क्या है।
Knock-for-knock agreement. Form of agreement for adjustment of claims is between offices. We, representatives of the under-noted insurance companies operating in, country, hereby agree on behalf of ourselves and our branches and or agencies controlled by us to abide by the terms of the agreement as set forth below in the case of claims in respect of all motor vehicles rateable under the private car, commercial vehicles, and motorcycle tariffs of this association. Definitions. Vehicle means any animal-drawn or mechanically propelled land vehicle, including self-propelled machinery and plant, or any trailer or cycle or hand cart. Excess means the amount borne by the insured as the first portion of any loss. In the event of damage to vehicles. 1. Damage being caused to vehicles in connection with which indemnity is granted against damage and or third-party risks by the parties hereto. A. As a result of collision or attempt to avoid collision. Or B. By the loading or unloading of a vehicle, so far as concerns loading or unloading risk covered by a driving accident policy or by a motor policy. Or C. By goods falling from a vehicle. Each party shall bear its own loss, if any, within the limits of its policy, in respect, or such damage irrespective or legal liability. Definition of damage. For the purpose of this clause, damage to vehicles shall be deemed to include 1. Damage to accessories and other property on the vehicle. 2. Fatal injury to animals. 3. Compensation for loss or use. 4. Medical expenses. When such damage, injury, loss, or expense is insured under a driving accident policy or under a motor policy. Glass breakage. 2. Glass and or other property insured against damage by one of the parties hereto under a glass breakage policy being damaged by or through an animal and or vehicle insured by the other party, or as a result of loading or unloading of or of goods falling from such vehicle. The party insuring the liability for damage caused by such animal and or vehicle shall pay 1/2 of the loss of the other party in respect of such damage irrespective of legal liability. Damage to vehicles whilst in the hands of makers, etc. 3. Damage to a vehicle, other than an animal-drawn vehicle or cycle or hand cart, whilst in the hands of a maker, repairer, garage proprietor, or selling agent, such damage shall be dealt with as a claim under the policy, if any, held by the maker, repairer, garage proprietor, selling agent notwithstanding any other insurance on such vehicle. Provided always that excess 1. An amount borne by the insured of a party hereto as the first portion or the cost of each accident shall apply in order of priority to A. Damage to the insured's own vehicle, if insured. B. Third-party claims, other than claims to which this agreement relates. C. Liability for damage to which this agreement relates. Exclusions. 2. This agreement shall not apply to tramways or railways or to any vehicle licensed or insured to ply for public hire for the carriage or passengers or to any aircraft. 3. This agreement shall not apply to loss or damage covered by a policy for fire only issued by either of the parties hereto. Geographical scope. 4. That this agreement shall apply only to accidents for which indemnity is provided under policies issued by parties hereto in respect of country. And provided further that notice A. Immediate notice of interest shall be given in excess policies declared forthwith. Absence of claim by insured. B. The absence of a claim or of notice of accident by a policyholder or other person indemnified by such policy shall not prevent the operation of this agreement between the parties hereto, where this agreement provides that the loss or part thereof shall be borne by a party hereto, and the loss is paid by the other party hereto. The purposes of this agreement shall be effected by reimbursement between such parties subject to the limits of the policies issued by such parties. Disputes. C. In the event or a dispute arising between the policyholders and the parties of this agreement or any other party in respect of a matter outside the scope of this agreement but which arises out of an occurrence coming within the terms of this agreement, then it shall be optional on the part of either one or both of the parties to suspend the settlement under the agreement until such dispute has been settled. Arbitration. D. If any difference arises as to the amount to be paid under this policy, liability being otherwise admitted, such difference shall be referred to the decision of an arbitrator to be appointed in writing by the parties in difference, or if they cannot agree upon a single arbitrator, to the decision of two arbitrators, one to be appointed in writing by each of the parties within 1 calendar month after having been required in writing so to do by either of the parties, or in case the arbitrators do not agree, of an umpire appointed in writing by the arbitrators before entering upon the reference. The umpire shall sit with the arbitrators and preside at their meetings, and the making of an award shall be a condition precedent to any right of action against the company. This agreement shall come into force on the and shall not apply to any accident occurring before such date. This agreement may be terminated by either party giving 1 month's notice. Note: an intimation to the Secretary of the Insurance Association of country, or signature on an agreement circulated by him that a company is prepared to subscribe to the agreement suffices, and it is not necessary for companies to exchange agreements.
जी नाजरीन, इस वीडियो में हमने डॉक्यूमेंट्स के कंटेंट्स को आपके लिए पढ़ा। अगर हम डॉक्यूमेंट्स के कंटेंट्स को सही तौर पे पढ़ पाएँ तो मजमून पे हमारी गिरफ्त काफ़ी हद तक मजबूत हो जाती है। इस वीडियो का मकसद लोगों के लिए इंश्योरेंस के डॉक्यूमेंट को सही तौर पे पढ़ने और समझने में सहूलत पैदा करना है। अगले मरहले में इन डॉक्यूमेंट्स का उर्दू तर्जमा आप लोगों की खिदमत में पेश किया जाएगा। उम्मीद है आप हमें अपनी राय से आगाह करेंगे ताकि हम बेहतर तौर पर इंश्योरेंस की तमाम पॉलिसी एंडोर्समेंट क्लॉजेस को आसान इंग्लिश और उर्दू में ट्रांसलेट कर सकें। इस वीडियो को देखने के लिए शुक्रिया। अपने फीडबैक से हमको आगाह कीजिएगा। अल्लाह ताला हम सबको अपनी हिफ्ज़-ओ-मान में रखे। आमीन।